Hey there guys, welcome back to the final part of Arcade Spirits. Let's just fucking go, dude. I'm excited to finish and see where it goes, honestly. Can I be real? Can I be honest? I'm kind of excited to finish the game itself because I was in the mood for a visual novel when I started, and now I'm like kind of not. I still do like the game, don't get me wrong, and it's not like a chore to finish it. I'm just kind of like, I'm in a horror game mood, so definitely I'm gonna be playing a horror game next for sure. But I want a little spooky game, so I'm kind of glad to be almost done with this. But I'm sure probably in my spare time I'll get some of the other routes just for fun, because then I can like skip dialogue and stuff, and that'll be good. But let's just see where the final chapter goes. I'm wearing my Bass Pro Shops hat yet again. Fantastic. I have boba today. Isn't that so fun? You know what I should play? The Boba Tea Shop game. That's what I should play, but I don't feel like buying it right now. Maybe I will one day. If anyone watching this wants me to play that like Boba Tea Shop horror game, let me know, because I will play it. Okay. It is the distant future year 20-something, and, oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it to 20-something +1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often, it feels like it could snap at any moment. Mired in depression as a supposed family curse, then lifted up by my amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by the Arcade Spirits project, and now descending farther due to a series of bad coincidences, culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. But today, I'm back. Back to Arcade Spirits and ready to work, despite being on crutches. Normally, I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. Not exactly the sight I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment, and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mrs. Defame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at a local arcade spread over social media like wildfire. Gavin had filled me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone, and the ghost monsters wiped us security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side, Sue and her ghost monsters apparently never came back. But even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. There were multiple witnesses. And also I got shot. I fear that should be enough evidence to at least warrant searching for the shooter at the very least. Am I crazy? And having our security footage wiped in and of itself is suspicious also. Just saying. It's just so frustrating, I would say. I mean, come on. We had a single lousy day, and that's enough to send the masses running and screaming? Talk about overkill. It's frustrating to see all this amazing fun on display and nobody enjoying it. These games yearn for quarters. They're hungry and they must be fed. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get the good word out, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the ticket desk with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty only for a week minimum, doctor's orders, I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey, Iris, are we... Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media. Like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. No, it's totally wiped, and my file recovery systems failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cybercriminals. Like, they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I've found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts. Well, not literally ghosts. I just mean they clean their tracks very effectively. Yeah, got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? At least the whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs, and before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Magnus. Good to see you up and about. I'm up, but hardly about. I'll probably be glued to this stool all day long. Yes, well, beats the alternative, doesn't it? Plus, you get a nice view of the whole arcade. Although, a bit quiet today here, isn't it? Yeah, I know. But we can turn this around. I know we can turn this around. Right, well, I don't mean to be a bother, but I wanted to talk to you about our financial situation, seeing as I'm bankrolling this affair and such. As soon as he mentions money, my chest tightens as I expect the worst. It's not an unreasonable thing to bring up, but can I deal with more bad news? I may have more than my fair share of wealth, but it's not bottomless. Honestly, you could see the bottom even before I put my stake in Arcade Spirits.
Well,
Kevin and I have been going over the spreadsheets, and at our current rate, well, I'm afraid we only have so much petting before we have to start considering options. Options like selling. I don't want to, believe me, but there's going to be a breaking point where we need to consider pulling out before our initial investment cannot be recovered. If only to ensure everybody involved in this affair doesn't go bankrupt. The knot in my stomach turns. The idea of completely draining Percy's finances, well... His plan for that money was to turn it over to charity upon his death, and here I'd convinced him to invest in my boondoggle of an arcade in the twilight years of his life. Something of a grim thought, isn't it? But let's not dwell on the negative, shall we? No point giving up the fight so soon after it begins. What we need is a plan for how we can turn these ill fortunes round. What are our next steps? Next steps? I can barely take a step with these crutches. Honestly, I'm not sure what we do next. I need time to think.
right.
By all means, think away. And if all else fails, well, at least you've got your health. Hold that thought. We've got a customer. Hello, welcome to... What the fuck are you doing here? I already forgot the voice that he had, too, so... We're gonna have to freestyle. Good morning. Think I'll be moving along now. Moopy to play and all. Remember your health, Magnus, and try to avoid stress in the next few minutes. I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrow arch as he takes note of the people, or rather the lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Seems you've had an unfortunate run of luck lately, Mr. October. Not an unexpected one, however. I did warn that this would likely be the result of trying to go your own way. This can be a very unforgiving industry, as you've learned. Well, I didn't expect you to get shot, at least. I'm glad to hear the wound was minor, and you'll recover. I apologize for not sending flowers.
Am I not generous?
I hope you realize now that I was only looking out for your interests when I made my job offer, Mr. October. You're a promising young talent, and it's a shame to see it go to waste in this doomed venture. Nope, I can't handle this. Not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens, how quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not here to play any of your antiques. Rather resembles a 1980-something junkyard in here, doesn't it? All these obsolete games that no one truly cares about.
No. I'm here to make one final offer.
No, he's talking.
If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers.
Why do you want this one, bro?
Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. I want to support your rising star. That's what I've always wanted. We've had our differences along the way, but I want us to overcome them and thrive. But this is your last opportunity. I'll not extend my hand in friendship again. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have my word on that.
I should have said what my boba order is. Sorry, he's like threatening my career and stuff, and I'm like, hee, boba. My boba today. I like pretty much any boba ever, but today I was in a matcha mood. So it's just a oat milk matcha tea with brown sugar boba. Classic, delicious, and incredible. Okay, obviously I want to say no to this fabulous offer, but at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so that I have something resembling a future? No. Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously. I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? Only if I get a $500,000 salary, 3 company cars, a Hollywood mansion, and my own line of designer fragrances. That's a pretty great deal. But I'm afraid I must follow my dreams, Mr. Nami. I'm sorry, but Arcade Spirits is my dream. The dream I share with all of my friends. There's no way I can sell out that dream. I appreciate the offer, but I must decline. I see. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'd say I admire your dedication and optimism, but honestly, I don't. Real life rarely rewards the optimist. Until you learn how to approach life in pragmatic fashion, I'm afraid you're destined for failure, time and time again. But, as you like, it's your decision to make.
So be it.
Guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt-out husk of your business, once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do, Mr. October. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. And immediately, I take notice. Play it cool, don't let on, just test the waters. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought that gang was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after that absurd ancient video game reference. Full of childish, immature. He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again, Mr. October. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. Good day. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull out my phone to verify something. Iris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh, yes, I've analyzed them all. Did you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? I was gonna say, if they weren't, like, blamed for anything, he wouldn't know unless he knew. You know what I mean? Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone. I'm calling another Wachter conspiracy.
Hooray!
Oh, you're all fired up. Okay, message is sent. I'll need everyone's help to fill in gaping holes in my plan, but at least now, I have a plan. It's time for one last-ditch effort to save Arcade Spirits. I don't know what you're planning, but we'll see. Packing everybody into the employee break room proved tricky. Standing room only, elbow to elbow, but somehow we managed it.
Hi!
Also, he's like, oh, well, the childish... Do you think, like, Sue is his daughter or something? I could totally see that. Hi, everybody! Glad I could be here for this. Whatever this is. Thanks for coming, Juniper. This was it. This was where we'd make our last stand. I looked around the room, at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded to each of them, determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree what happened wasn't our fault, yes? Someone else screwed us over. Every problem we faced could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and lovely chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. It's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today, I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Deco Nami.
Pardon me?
Deco Nami? I don't follow. Yes, I'm rather miffed over what happened with the Funplex, but he's hardly to blame for our current woes, right? Earlier, when he was taunting me, he slipped, mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So, how did Deco know about them? Answer: Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
Seriously?
Hmm.
In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise. And the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Mrs. Defame showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Magnus. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Mrs. Defame showed, and...
Oh my!
Wait, do you think Mrs. Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she's knowingly involved. But Deco may have gotten wind she'd be showing up and took advantage.
What if?
But you don't think Deco would stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect for a fellow elder business owner. But to Deco Nami, Magnus is basically pawn scum. Thanks? To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated the bullet-riddled finale of the evening. That pushes plausibility. True. He wouldn't have even needed a shooting to ruin us. The negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with a gang would have been awful. If Mrs. Defame reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it spelled doom even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deco back to the ghost monsters, other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Magnus. I doubt he'd ever admit to this on the record. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. I know a few of the local cops and how they think. If they're not looking into ghost monsters, odds are they're actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly, which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's too much to hope that Deco simply confesses to orchestrating the incident which ruined us.
Come on!
That slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Magnus. Care to elaborate? Well, if Deco won't confess his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sensed some tension from Deco about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters, get them to turn on their employer, and confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was all thanks to Deco's scheming, it'll clear the good name of Arcade Spirits. This plan is foolproof. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now.
Okay, so this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan, kinda sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find, and then ask them politely to betray the guy who's paying them a lot of money? Between this and the shooting, I'm worried your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Magnus.
That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us. Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. It's true. Magnus was willing to give them another chance and hear out their side of things before. Sue really seems to like Arcade Spirits. If there's some disagreement between her and Deco about our arcade, that could be why. Exactly. I think I can get through to her if I try. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Find an unidentifiable bunch of ghosts. Ones Iris can't even track down. And that's where you all come in. All options on the table. I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm going to rely on it for this final conflict. Now, if I could just find her. For that, I need their help. And that means we need to motivate them, like a true leader would. I think... let's hinge on the dream thing, you know? Friends, we don't have a choice. The path to realizing our dreams lies in turning Sue's heart against Dekonami. We have to try. I know it's a risk, I know I'm reaching, and I might even be completely wrong. But we have to take the chance. If we don't, then Deco will happily destroy us. He doesn't believe in following your spirit and making what you want from life come alive. All he cares about is money and doesn't care about how he makes it. I won't let him do that to Arcade Spirits like he did to the Funplex. Please, all I need from you is your support. Will you help me? I told you that I would protect our dreams. That holds true even today. Yes, I'll help you. Together, we can accomplish great things. I'm willing to fight for my dream. I want Arcade Spirits to be everything I've ever loved about arcades. Yes, let's do this. It's the proper attitude, Magnus. We will protect what we love, together. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles start to appear. We're all on board. Now, to just determine the how of the plan. Ooh, decision, finding the ghost monsters.
Perhaps.
At risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their flies to us, but you're correct. The police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's donut shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Is this gonna be one of the ones where unless I have a high enough, like, thing, it won't let me. We'll see. Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies. Or rather, a chainsaw.
Ooh. That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way.
I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers? No thank you. Although, the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Magnus first met the ghost monsters at Deco's palace, yes? They're regulars there. So, we investigate Deco's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue, thanks to Magnus remaining diplomatic about all this. We should keep that going. I think I'd attract too much attention if I went to Deco's palace. I show my face around there, it's going to raise some questions.
But my face wouldn't. Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular.
And I think the last time I set foot in a Deco's palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper.
Yeah, we could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing.
I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Magnus, I'll do it.
What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas.
I
I mean,
well,
you could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep, I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and Webcrawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I mean, checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? She may have an account there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try to open up to like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's gotta be lurking in one of those places. Oh wait, I know. If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
a winner is you.
Of course. And with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that she can't miss it. I'd suggest we use a public internet access point to keep it from being traced back to arcade spirits, though. Ooh, road trip. Road trip. I can tell from Gavin wincing at this that he's not a fan. But he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
Good work.
I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it just might work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky. So is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deco's palace. So is... Okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky, given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars, but it could annoy Sue. What's the best path forward? But before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand.
All of these sound great, but... Magnus, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting across the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today.
I'm just on crutches. I'm not in an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile.
Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You've had to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one?
Well... okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. While you're out and about, I guess I'll get some rest so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good?
Sounds good.
These are my friends. I trust them entirely, and I trust that each of these options will work for getting us what we need. So now, the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Magnus seal of approval? Yeah, just in case. Let's do the infiltrate and do, like, the most cordial, you know? Because if I show that I don't mean any real harm, it's more likely that she's going to be a little more open. I don't want to get the lovely chainsaws involved at all. Not at all. They're literally the ones who shot me. So let's do that. I think our best bet is to keep things quiet. Not involve the police or criminals, not troll the internet. Just ask around for some of Sue's friends. Juniper, Percy, you two head off to Deco's palace and see what you can learn. It's less likely to backfire. At worst, you get arrested for loitering around the place. Or you get your butts kicked by his security, I guess. Right, we'd best move along then.
You can count on me, Magnus.
That's right. Wait, is this Juniper? He could count on me always. Oh, it is!
Magnus and I have been best friends for years, and would be BFFs for many more years to come. I knew I'd be by his side forever and a day. Okay, so I wouldn't be by his side today. I'd be at Deco's palace looking for clues, like a teenage mystery sleuth. But I was by his side in spirit. Magnus is always solving all these problems for his other friends at the arcade. Always going on crazy adventures and getting in trouble. All while I stayed on the sidelines. But now, it's time for Juniper's day in the sun. Or Juniper's day under the fluorescent tube lighting, anyway. I've never been to Deco's palace before. I went to Las Vegas once, though, and this place very much resembled a bad off-strip casino. Pulsating lights flashing everywhere, the constant chirps from the games, and not to mention that heavy smell like greasy fried chicken. Not a pleasant aroma, is it? I'll notice you wrinkling your nose. I don't really like junk food. I mean, it's all you can swing when you're poor and don't have much free time, but I prefer cooking proper meals myself, you know? Ah, but the target demographic of Deco's palace adores anything deep-fried and/or coated in sugar, you see. So, have you given any thought to how we'll track down someone who knows our elusive ghostly friends, then? Simple. It's process of elimination. We're looking for teenagers, right? So we can rule out any kids or adults here. Plus, Sue and her friends are delinquents. We find some young miscreants, we'll find our contact. So, you're suggesting we wander up to random dangerous-looking teenagers and just start asking them?
Correctamundo.
It's foolproof.
Yes, well, if I may suggest something a bit more rigorous in terms of a scientific approach. Before Sue and her friends started running wild at Arcade Spirits, she seemed to express an interest in my Mr. Moopy game. Apparently, Deco's Palace has a version of the game that she'd already mastered, one which is strikingly different. I think I should start my search there. Perhaps a fellow Moopy aficionado would recognize Sue and be willing to talk about her.
Okay, you hang around Moopy, I'll poke around elsewhere and see what I can find. Text me if you hit pay dirt.
Be seeing ya.
Very well, I'll be in touch. Oh, the spilled, like, ketchup bottle. Also, doing Juniper's voice is a little bit taxing, so unless she's saying dialogue, I might just read it regular. I'm sorry, I was not expecting to have to do a bunch of Juniper voice. Also, never made this before special. The old moldy, diet water, stinky drinky, and literally just napkins in a cup. Personally, I'm a big fan of Stinky Drinky for $43.21, whatever the fuck that is. So yeah, I'm just gonna read her, like, inner thoughts, just regular. And then an hour passed with nothing. I asked around, but either nobody had heard of Sue, or they kind of went quiet and made an excuse to leave after I mentioned her name. Thought about, like, chasing down some of the folks who seem to know something, but maybe I'm just not gutsy enough. I don't get it. Magnus makes this sort of thing look so easy. Thought we could just roll up to Deco's Palace, find someone who looked cyberpunky, get the info, bing bang boom, done. Instead, I'm nursing a watery iced tea at a soda fountain and poking at a basket of french fries, after complaining about the greasy junk food, of course. Well, do you?
Huh? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I was asking if you wanted a refill on your iced tea.
Oh, no, I'm good. Hey, do you know a young woman named Sue by any chance? About this tall, lavender hair, likes Moopy?
I have other customers to attend to. Excuse me. Well, poop butts. Maybe I've struck out. I'll admit I didn't have much of a plan going into this one. I never have much of a plan, really. I couldn't even work up the nerve to leave that awful job until Magnus gave me his approval. Like, I couldn't lay out my own plan for life. Being an independent artist is hard work, but at least now I have something resembling a plan for my life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. I think that's why I admire Magnus. Okay, so he needs a nudge now and then to get moving, but once he does get the lead out, nothing stands in his way. I need that kind of energy if I'm going to succeed today. I need to not just sit on my butt eating french fries. Gotta get out there and make this happen. A notification from my phone snatched my attention, just as I was getting off my bar stool. Possible lead. Meet me at the Moopy game. This is it. My time to shine. Let's make it happen, Juniper. It takes seconds for me to get there. I can see Percy standing near some weird touchscreen version of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, which is being played by a little girl standing on a step stool.
I did it! I did it!
And if you hit the button, it makes the wizard man eat all the dots. Impressive! You got wonderful timing, Miss Tia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Miss Tia, this is my friend, Miss Juniper. Juniper, Miss Tia was telling me all about her best friend, Miss Sue.
What?
She was?
Definitely.
I mean, yes, I see. Sue. Right.
Okay, this isn't what I expected. I figured any friend of Sue's had to be some rough and tumble punk, not, like, a cute little package of smiles and sunshine. How does the leader of a gang of thugs end up friends with a kindergartner? Still, this was my chance. I had to go for it. Let's see, how would Magnus handle introductions? Let's just go like, I'm very pleased to meet you. Okay, time to put those years of babysitting practice to good work.
Hello, Miss Tia.
My name is Miss Juniper, and I'm very pleased to meet you.
I hope we can be friends.
Hello.
I like making friends.
Unless you steal people's prize tickets. Those people are no good.
I wasn't planning to. Okay, then we can be friends. So, how do you know Miss Sue?
Oh, Miss Tia was telling me that her brother is the chap we've come to know as Inky.
I see. Is he around right now?
The last thing we need is for one of the ghost monsters to notice us interrogating his sister for information.
Nah, I'm here with my big sister.
But she got bored and went off to talk to her friends and drink milkshakes. We come to this arcade lots and lots. My brother usually ignores me too, but Miss Sue is always very nice to me and tells great jokes. And she loves Moopy. She can make the wizard man eat all the dots every time. She taught me how to do it.
Yay!
You just gotta kick the game right here, and it'll look all funny for a moment, and then munch, munch, munch. He'll eat the dots right up.
I see. Well, Miss Tia, I was hoping to talk to Miss Sue today. Do you know where she is, or maybe your brother?
It's a secret.
I'm not supposed to tell nobody. Miss Sue said it was a secret. Okay, Juniper, time to use those powers of persuasion. What would Magnus do in this situation? I want to be friends with Miss Sue too. Let's go with that. I wish I could tell her the whole truth and be honest like Magnus, but I'll have to be careful too.
Miss Sue sounds like a great person, and I'd really love to be friends with her too. She knows a lot about games, right?
Yep, Miss Sue knows everything about every game. All of them.
I'd really like to talk to her about arcades. She visited my favorite arcade recently, but hasn't come back since then. I just want to talk to her about her arcade. And I promise you, I can keep the secret too. All I want to do is talk. I won't hurt her or anything.
Well,
BFFs for life.
I understand you want to protect your friend.
That's great. You're a great friend. And we'd like to be great friends too. I don't know. Okay, I'm feeling very weird about tricking a little girl at this point. Magnus sent us here so we could be friendly and diplomatic. Even if it'd be super easy to dupe this kid, I should be a little more honest.
Miss Tia, the thing is,
Ooh.
someone's being very mean to my friend, Mr. Magnus, and we're hoping Miss Sue can help us. That's really why we want to talk to her. We want to be friends with Miss Sue, so she'll help us against this bully. Maybe she won't want to help, but we have to try. Mr. Magnus believes in being kind to people. That's why he sent us here, to find someone who's friends with Miss Sue, so we can make all of this better again. Would you be willing to help us? If you don't want to, that's okay. We'd understand. Mr. Magnus? I remember him! He helped me when I lost all my tickets at a birthday party. He made everything better again. Yes, I'll help you. I'll help you and Mr. Magnus lots. Miss Sue should be friends with a great person like Mr. Magnus. There's an really old arcade where my brother and Sue and her friends all hang out. It's not too far from my home and it's got so many games in it. Percy gets his phone out and starts trying to figure out the address based on her description of the area. I'm just relieved to be out of the spotlight, as he translates from little girl ease to workable map ease. Oh, says here it's a warehouse owned by Nostalgia Commodities. It's a super big house with one huge room, a really tall ceiling, and stairs and stuff.
Quite good.
Sounds accurate. Very well. Shall we depart? I'm sure Mr. Magnus is eager to make friends with Miss Sue. Since we're friends and stuff now, you know Sue isn't really her name, right? Not her whole name, I mean.
It's a secret.
Her name's a secret, so... I can't ask this poor girl to divulge any more secrets. I already feel a bit weird about this. But she motions for me to kneel down anyway, so she can whisper. It's gonna be Dekonami's daughter, I know it. Her name is... Wow.
Pardon me?
Pardon? Okay, I gotta go find my big sister. Bye! What was that about? I think I just figured out a lot of what's going on. I'll tell you on the way back to Arcade Spirits. Also, my nose got all stuffy because I was gonna sneeze, but then it left. It's fine. I hate when I'm about to sneeze, but it doesn't happen. That's the worst. Not only did we learn where Miss Sue, Sue, was hiding out, but we may have just been handed a heck of a plot twist. I can't wait to get home and divulge this info to Magnus. And now that I think about it, I'm glad I can help out my BFF. Magnus means a lot to me. We've been friends for years, and hopefully for many more years to come. All we have to do is get past this teensy-weensy little bump on the road, right? Just like, stop a megalomaniacal, arcade czar from ruining all our hopes and dreams, using nothing more than a street address and a name. I'm betting he will want Teo at his side when they confront Sue, of course. And that's okay. I've had enough excitement for one day. I just hope I did enough to give Magnus the winning edge, or it'll be game over for us all. I wake to the sounds of pain. More specifically, the groans of pain escaping from my own throat. Apparently getting shot in the leg hurts. Hurts a lot. And sleeping on the second-hand employee couch probably not the finest choice for rest. The nap was a definite necessity, however. I'm not operating at full speed anymore, and won't be for a few weeks to come. But sleep didn't make my muscles any less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. But right now, I got 99 problems and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of Arcade Spirits is what matters most.
Beep beep.
Magnus, you should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Goody. So, have you given any thought to how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you go confront her? Well, usually I just sort of stumble through these things and decide stuff like that on the fly.
Ooh.
That's no good. You know, those intense identity situations I've been tracking. The ones where you can't take certain approaches that don't mesh with your personality. Yeah, like where I can't crack wise if I'm not a jokey type person. Well, it's not so much that you can't. More that you shouldn't try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through it. And I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This will be a super intense identity situation. Only one way through. When the time comes, you're going to have to take a stand based on your highest personality score. Not more numbers and systems. It's for your own good, Magnus. I'm just trying to help you make decisions that will save arcade spirits, and that mean being true to your spirit. What's that mean, exactly? According to my calculations, right now, your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be kindly. You've done a great job opening your heart to others, and getting them to empathize with you. Do that with Sue, and she'll be your friend in no time. Uh-huh. And what if I don't want to take that approach? It's a bit late to change who you are as a person, Magnus. Remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a causal relationship. But, with the help of your friends, you can maybe get some ideas, nudge things around a bit until you feel confident in taking a different tactic than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now. Hey, feeling alright? Once again, Teo shows up holding a bouquet of elegant blossoms. This time it's my second favorite flowers, and I smile in return. He hands them over to me before sitting beside me. You're too sweet. Not as sweet as you. Not as sweet as what I'm about to tell you. Juniper and Percy are much too innocent for their own good. They befriended a young girl who dished on Sue's whereabouts.
Exactly.
Pretty great, huh? Teo put his hands atop mine and gives a little squeeze. And that's not all, my love. We found out something that puts an interesting twist on this whole debacle. Sue has a last name, and it's an all too familiar one. Oh? Don't stop now. Tell me. Nami. Her real name is Sue Nami. Sue Nami? We'd been assuming all along that the great ghost monsters were guns for hire, paid off by Deko Nami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deko's daughter? I feel sorry for any kid named after an awful pun. Would she ever betray her own father? Yeah, that's the question. This could be bad. This could be very, very bad. A mercenary hacker could be convinced to betray her boss, but a dutiful daughter would be less likely to do so. Deko didn't seem particularly enamored of the ghost monsters, though. Even if it means breaking up a family, maybe I can use that to drive a wedge between them? Either way, this just got a whole lot more complicated. Okay, this changes everything. That's what I'm saying. This is an entirely different situation we found ourselves in. Family, for better or worse, makes everything more complicated. If they're anything like my family, it's going to be a hard bond to break. But don't let me fill you with doubt. Not every family is close. If there's anything amiss, you'll be able to spot it and drive a wedge between them. Plus, picking up on subtleties is sort of my thing. You'll have me there to help you, right? Teo squeezes my hands once more, lifting them to his mouth. His lips graze my fingertips with a delicate kiss. Teo. Our eyes meet and I melt into him. Yeah, don't even think about not coming with me. I want you with me at all times. Don't leave my side. Ever. I wasn't planning on it. I want to be by you, supporting you for a very long time. Like, forever. I can't help but give in. I love you, Teo. Speaking of love and epic battles approaching, I'm more of a lover than a fighter, but I can switch if you need me to. I chuckle lightly, not missing the beat. He smiles coyly in my direction. But seriously, what can I do to aid you right now? What's the plan? Iris told me I only get one chance at this, that I need to go with whatever I do best. But if I talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. Honestly, I haven't thought too much about it. I'm open to ideas. How would you handle this? Sue is still very much a teenager, right? What do teenagers do? Rebel? Precisely. And how do they rebel? By doing what they want when they want. They're all about having fun. Appeal to her sense of adventure and mischief. You're sure to win her over if you act as childish as she will. Yeah, she didn't seem like that immature, to be honest. Like, she's not a full-on child. This isn't like a game of hide and seek. She's smarter and wilder than that. Being silly isn't going to do me any favors on winning her favor. You always know best, Magnus. I trust your decision with all my heart. You're amazing and you'll do great. Teo sweetly gives me a quick kiss on my nose. You take all the time you need. I'll just be waiting for you to say the word. He gives me a wink as he leaves me alone with my thoughts. Well, this is it. Either we sort this mess out, or Arcade Spirits crashes and burns. Or I get, killed. I guess that's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. I don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I'm immortal until proven otherwise. But, well, if this is the end, I should probably have some words with all my friends before I march towards doom. If only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crutches, I thump-swing my way out to the arcade proper to track down some folks. Also, the fact that I tried to save Sue from the bullet should really get me brownie points. Should really get me some brownie points, I think. Let's see, I've already talked to Teo. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? I assume we'll probably be able to talk to everyone. So let's just start with Gavin. I find Gavin looming large over the arcade floor, behind the ticket desk. Seems he was expecting me. So, our complications have developed complications. Seems to be the case. And you'd like my advice on the matter. Seems to be the case. Be clear with Sue, be honest, and be ready to rise to whatever challenge she poses to you.
Perhaps.
If you let her make the first move, you can counter-move through improvisation. I know you're talented at it. Use that talent to let her set up her own traps and step in them. Treat her with respect, but in the end, she's just a kid. You can outthink a teenager, I'd like to believe.
Take this matter seriously.
If you take the situation seriously and approach with a clear mind, I've no doubt you'll win the day. Agreed? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's very vague, but like, yeah. Sounds about right. I can go in to form a strategy based on the conditions on the ground, then play out that strategy with a calm hand. Precisely the way I'd handle it. You know, when you first came to the Funplex, I had serious doubts about you. I'd assumed you'd just fill a seat and do the low-level labor while I focused on higher-order management tasks. So I've largely kept my distance, or tried to, at least, out of professional respect. But I can't help but have come to know you over the time we've spent together. You're not a minimum wage trainee any longer. You take an opportunity and run with it, developing not only the Funplex, but a whole new arcade as well. I know we're facing a difficult challenge. I'm not going to blindly assume everything will be just fine, either.
Certainly.
But I know that if this is possible, if we can stave off bankruptcy, you will be capable of doing it. Yeah. I'm not going down swinging. Oh, I was like, what? Yeah, I'm not going down swinging. I'm winning this fight. And the fight after, and the fight after, and all the fights to come. You've got my word on that. Good, good. All that remains is for me to wish you the best in your efforts tonight. Do Arcade Spirits proud. Do us all proud. We're all counting on you. Naomi especially. I swore to protect her dream once, even if I've been inadequate at the task, unable to truly understand her heart. I hope she can forgive me for my earlier mistakes. Now that we're all pulling together for Arcade Spirits, I must admit a fondness. Have you told her that? Well, no, but perhaps I should. Not that I mean to distract you, as you were. I was thinking, if I didn't romance some of these people, maybe they're gonna pair up together. I was right in my little assumption. I never said it, but I was thinking it, I swear. Okay, who else do I want to talk to? Let's talk to Naomi. Naomi would be in her workshop, no doubt. I should check in with her, see how she feels about all this. Damn. I don't know what this means. Looks like she's happily tinkering with some old 1980-something arcade circuit board. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Magnus, good to see you. I remember when I first met her, she'd jump in surprised if I approached her like this. Seems those days are over. Now I'm greeted with a warm smile. Listen, I'm heading out to talk to Sue soon, so I just wanted to talk a bit before I go.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll do great. In all the time I've known you, you've been terrific with people. Better than I've ever been, at least. If anybody can sway her to our side, it's you. I mean, look at all this. She gestures, arms wide, to her surroundings. What, your workshop? My cat's trying to jump up. I'm wearing shorts and she will dig her nails into my legs. No, I mean Arcade Spirits itself. Look at everything you've built. And how'd you do it? By talking to people. Helping them understand your dream. You get what I mean, right? By being who you are, you can make miracles happen. I don't know. All I do is speak honestly. It seems to work. I think that's overselling me a bit. All I do is speak honestly and speak true. I'm clear with how I feel, and that seems to get the job done. The question is whether or not a steady hand will be enough to convince Sue. I'm not a miracle worker. You don't have to be a miracle worker to be a solid worker. Someone who makes things happen. Don't be so humble that you downplay your own accomplishments, Magnus. I know what it's like to cut yourself down a peg, scared of being too proud. It's easy to fall into that trap. So when I say you're a great person, take the compliment. Okay then. So, how do you think I should approach Sue? Well, if it were me, I'm not happy with how they ruined our opening day. Honestly, I'm downright miffed about it. I'd probably go at him like a fireball because I'm downright fierce. But I know that probably won't work. Taking the high road is the better path. You've got a steep hill to climb here, making her flip on not only a partner in crime, but on her family. So you're going to have to try to understand her heart. She kept saying she likes our arcade. Play into that. Be kind, understanding, and empathetic. Challenging her ego and insulting her is definitely not going to work. Playing nice makes sense, you're right. I'll consider it. Believe me, I kinda want to kick her teeth in, but I know that's wrong. Even if we're never friends, we have to at least try to understand her. I'd better get back to work. These replacement ROMs aren't going to socket themselves. Even if the arcade ends up closing down, I'm deciding to be optimistic. You can do it, Magnus. Best of luck. Oh, hey, mind if I ask your opinion on something? Is it gonna be Gavin? Sure, what's up? What do you think of Gavin? Like, I mean, I know he's a money-grubbing, prize game-loving stick in the mud, but... Well, ever since Arcade Spirits and all of us working together, I don't know. Maybe he's softened up a bit. I think you're a good influence on him. Do you think he'd be the kind of person to put old arguments aside and, like, No, we've gotta stay focused. We need to save the arcade. Forget I brought it up. After offering a brief hug of support, Naomi returns to her work. I wonder who else will try to pair up. We'll see. I think Ashley should end up with Queen Bee. I think that would be fire. Like, cutesy little cosplay girl, and then, like, temperamental gamer. Oh my god. Please. Ashley's wandering around the arcade floor, practicing what I can only assume are magical girl final attack sequences. Aren't you out of costume for that? Ashley finishes up a twirl before addressing me.
Nah.
You can take the magical girl out of the outfit, but you can't take the magical girl out of your heart. Plus, I'm practicing for the final boss fight. Aren't you ready? What? Magnus, you dig role-playing games, right? Don't let this feel like you're about to enter- Doesn't this feel like you're about to enter the final boss fight, like in every RPG ever? Look, you've gathered up all your team members, see also us, your friends, and we're all hunkered down in a dark, damp cave, see also Arcade Spirits. Now we're having this epic sentimental chat about winning or losing. I couldn't be more spot on.
What if?
Although I do wonder what class you'd be, Magnus. As long as Sue doesn't metamorphosize into a six-winged floating half-torso of a monster as Gregorian chants play in the background, I think I can handle it. Speaking of which, how are you gonna handle it? I have a few options floating around in my mind, but I was checking in with others to see what they recommend. If it was me trying to take down the final boss, I would give in to Sue's spunk and sass. Make it a bizarro final fight by playing into Sue's sense of adventure. Joke around with her. Maybe if we match up her antics with ours, we might just beat her at her own silly game. I mean, I'm gonna end up picking whatever I pick anyway, so, like, endorsing their option isn't, like, setting me in stone. No one can outplay me. I'm Magnus, arcade manager and all-around cool kid. I got puns and jokes for days. That's what I'm talking about. There's no way to lose with that attitude. But I also know something else, which is always to trust Magnus.
Yes!
Whatever you end up doing, I know you're going to save arcade spirits and consequently us all. Isn't that a little too hopeful? There's a very real chance I can fail this. This isn't some game. This is real life. Of course I realize that. But I gotta have hope. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. And here's where I get really sappy. Ever since you came to the Funplex on that day, you've affected us all. You've changed all our lives. And mine. For the better, of course. I've been watching you grow and change into this person before me, and you inspired me to do the same. To become the person I want to be. So Magnus, whatever happens in there, just know that you've made friends here. And that'll last a lifetime. Aww. I'm so happy to call you my friend, too. Ashley, you showed me the ropes on how to be a floor attendant. Without your guidance in those early days, I think I would have gotten eaten alive. True, I remember Gavin and Naomi being particularly hungry that day. But seriously, floor attendant friends gotta stick together. And just so you know, you've been a tremendously amazing friend. Ashley twiddles her fingers for a second and then deviates from the seriousness. Well, I know you've got things to do before the big fight. Just make sure you're stocked up on potions and don't forget to have the correct weapons equipped. All I have is this crutch. Did you see the stats on it, though? Crutches do double damage to pesky teenagers. Good to know. And Ashley? Yeah, Magnus? Thanks for being so bright in this dark hour. You got it, friend. Now go out there and kick all the butts. Oh, damn. Why is it just Gavin and Naomi? Unless someone else, but I don't know. Percy. Undoubtedly Percy's playing Moopy, right? Or not. He seems to be just sort of loitering around the Moopy machine.
Hello, hello.
Ah, Magnus, you've heard the news then. That our arch-enemy is the father of our secondary arch-enemy? Yep.
Rather unfortunate.
Pleasant business, that. Simply unpleasant. Wish I could offer you boundless enthusiasm and a show of confidence, but this whole situation's gotten rather out of hand, hasn't it? As your business partner, my advice at this stage would be to cash out while you still can. I mean, I know you won't, but that's what I'd suggest. Life is short, take it from me. Best to make the most of what you have, than lose it all. So, apologies for my inability to offer a pep talk. Afraid I'm rather melancholy today. It's okay, Percy. I'll take care of this little problem we're facing. And I'll hold out hope. I'm not certain as to how you'll do this, but I'll hold out hope nevertheless. Well, how would you do it, if you are willing to give it a go? Tricky. I don't know how effective it would be, but I'd try to approach as a friend. Connect with Sue on an individual level. It's going to be difficult, mind you. She's young, she's got something to prove, she has friends she needs to impress. Digging through all of that to get to her heart, well, you've got your work cut out for you, yes? I've been considering taking a gentler approach, yeah. Thanks for the advice, Percy. Anytime, love. No matter what, if this turns violent again, you should take the better part of valor and run for it. You've got your youth and your health. Take it from someone sitting in the Reaper's waiting room. There's no sense in hastening that mating. He always seems to joke about his own short lifespan, even if he's the only one who seems capable of laughing at it. Maybe I should really try to talk to him about this. Look, Percy, about your condition. Yeah. Percy, we love you. We want you to be happy and healthy. Can nothing really be done? Are you sure your condition is truly a death sentence? Can nothing really be done? Percy, we love you. You're part of the Arcade Spirits family. I'd rather have you be here with us, enjoying Moopy, rather than attending your funeral. I know everyone else feels the same way. So are you sure there's nothing left to do? He does seem a bit taken aback at the outpouring of sentiment, and pauses before replying.
Well,
I suppose it's not like no stone's gone unturned. There are some options. I just don't see the point of taking them. It seems a waste. I'm not all that you seem to think I am, not compared to... If you're saying there are options that could save you? Could, maybe, possibly, and I may consider them, perhaps. But our focus tonight should be on you, not me. Don't let my situation weigh on your mind, not at this critical moment. I'll hear no more of it, understand? Fine.
lovely.
Now go out there and do right by your friends. Save Arcade Spirits. I've decided to hold out hope after all. Lovely, isn't it? Alright, Queen Bee time. Obviously Queen Bee is playing Fist of Discomfort, right? I make my way to the FOD cabinet, and I'm in no way surprised to see her playing. Although this time it's without the fancy rig and camera setup. It's just her.
Come on!
Ugh, I fucking hate playing against the AI. It's no challenge at all. I could do this with my fucking eyes closed. Hey kid, jump in here and be my opponent. I know better than to do that, Queen Bee. You would pulverize me inside and out, and I'd be nothing but a human flesh puddle by the end. Sort of like how you're going to take down the Deco family. Huh? Queen Bee deftly hits a button combination, which officially takes out her AI enemy. Removing herself from the cabinet, she pulls at her jacket, straightening it out. I'm imagining you going to Sue's hideout, kicking down the front door, guns a-blazing, yelling at the top of your lungs, and challenging Sue to one final showdown. What do you think? I think you've been talking too much to Ashley. Her imagination is rubbing off on you. Listen, Sue's a gamer, and we know she's got a bit of a competitive streak, right? Be confident and throw down your best shit talk. Good lord. She won't be able to fight against it. She'll easily see we're superior to Daddy Dearest. I don't know. As much as I'd like to, Sue doesn't like the spotlight being taken from her. I think there is a better way to handle this. You might be right. No matter how you decide to take Sue out, as one of the 4 Heavenly Kings, I endorse you. In fact, I wouldn't have furthered my career as a pro gamer if it wasn't for you. When you first showed up at the Funplex, I thought you were going to be easy fodder for me to crush beneath my heels. This is supposed to make me feel better? Hold on a minute, kid. Let me finish. But as I got to know you, you aren't just another fan. You are a true friend. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I look to you for inspiration. Me? But I'm just Magnus.
Not bad.
Yeah. Fuck, right? Watching you overcome your fears and fight for Arcade Spirits, it makes my soul burn. It makes me realize I can overcome anything, too. Even my most hardcore battles. So when you go in there tonight, don't have any doubt. You're a fucking badass person. An even more badass friend. I cherish you as a friend, too. Queen Bee, I'm so happy to have you as a friend. You've shown me the wild side of tournaments, victories, combined with a whole lot of swears. I'd never have the chance to experience that if not for you. You are too sweet, kid. I'm glad you got to see what it's like to be an esports superstar. But seriously, you're the superstar. Okay, I can't handle any more of this mushy friendship talk. It's going to ruin my reputation as the most radical person here, and we can't have that. I don't think anyone believes you're less than radical.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, never mind, she said it. Now go and do your thing. Oh, and don't forget to kill him dead tonight. As I'm about to retort, she beats me to it. I meant that literally, not figuratively. Ta! Okay. Oh my god, again! I could feel a sneeze building and now it's gone, but now my nose feels all stuffed. Why? Why do bad things happen to good people? Anyways, Juniper. Juniper's trying to play Fast Cars 5 despite being totally lousy at it, which is not helping her frustration level any.
Stupid Razafraz and mother-loving slow drivers blocking my lane.
Come on.
This whole situation is total poop butts.
She lets out a heavy sigh as I approach.
That sucks.
You just dig yourself out of the hole of your life had become, and now you're gonna lose another arcade? It sucks. Seriously sucks.
Arcade Spirits isn't lost yet.
But it's not like you have a total plan for how to save it yet, right? Other than go talk to someone who may or may not help.
Honestly, that's about as much of a plan as I ever have. And right now, it's as good of a plan as we're going to get. If you were going in my place, how would you handle this?
Well, I guess there's two tricks I'd try. One, she's a teenager, right? A rebel to the core. Be a rebel, a dissident, a class clown. Connect with her on that level and make her feel you're wild too. Two, she's a teenager, right? I remember being young and totally stupid. Let her make a mistake, then outthink her. Keeping calm and using that to react to her moves. I guess they're wildly different ideas, but hey, one of them will work, right?
I like the outthinking a little better. When it comes to strategy, I've got more experience under my belt than she'd have. I can outthink her, should it come to that.
Exactly.
Definitely.
You know, I'm proud of you. You've come so far from the October family curse days, when all you'd blame all your misfortunes on fickle fate. Instead, you're diving in and trying to strangle fate with its own strings. And I want you to know, win or lose, I'll still be here.
BFFs for life.
I'm your best friend, arcade or no arcade. And even if you lose this place, you'll always have a home. I'll make you pizza bagels and give you a shoulder to cry on.
If I see another pizza bagel, I will hurl. Can we never mention the PB word again? I'm having harrowing flashbacks to days of foul nutrition and low household income. I'd sooner eat my left arm than another pizza bagel.
No problem. Consider it stricken from my dictionary. Besides, I prefer toaster pastries myself. Okay, I'm sufficiently cheered up, thanks to your infectious spirit. Now get out there and let him have it, Tiger.
Alright, ready to leave. No sense putting it off any longer. I talked to everyone that I wanted to. I gathered as much information as I could. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. It's time to do this. For the sake of my future, my dreams, my friends' dreams, and Arcade Spirits itself. I take Teo's hand in mine as a soft smile curls my lips. We're ready to depart and face our destiny together. Wow, what a background. I'm so used to like art backgrounds, and this is more like a blurred photo. It's a short trip across town, and before we know it, we're standing outside Ghost Monsters HQ, a rundown warehouse in the bad side of town. A wooden sign, long since fallen off the side of the building, identifies it as belonging to Nostalgia Commodities Incorporated. This place isn't too bad. Just add in a few doilies, some curtains, and maybe a couple of rose bushes out front. Then we can host a myriad of tea parties here. I don't know why they wouldn't keep up on the upkeep. Can you think of a better place for a street gang to lay low? Odds are Deco owns this building anyway. Correct. Nostalgia Commodities Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Deco's Palace LLC. Yeesh, that adds another step to this dance routine. I can't imagine Sue would easily give up her turf, especially when the rent is free. But don't falter, my love. I'm here, and cheering you on. As the leader, I'll let you take charge. But if I notice an inn, I got your back. Let's not waste any more time. I sigh once, looking over at my companion. I'm sure glad I'm not going at this alone. I'm nervous for sure, but I know what I have to do. I settle down on my crutches, armpits resting on the padding as I prepare to enter the belly of the beast.
Hey, listen.
Iris? Kind of about to be in the middle of something here. I know, and I've spontaneously reprogrammed myself to include a new measurable metric which should be useful for your mission. I call it the incredibly right indicator of success. Or IRIS for short. Hey, when you have a great acronym already, you may as well use it. I'm going to start analyzing Sue's vocal patterns once you step in there, to determine how close you are to convincing her. That way, you'll know if you're on the right track, or if you need to try something different. Let's take a look at your current score. Currently, you have a 0.0% chance of success. Yay? Well, okay, that's probably a bit disheartening, but think of it like, I walked away right now. If I walked away right now, I'd fail miserably, instead of, I'm doomed, doomed, doomed. But speaking of doom, well, since there is a chance you can actually fail this time, rather than be assured you can mumble your way through the problem, would you like me to back up your data first? Yes, please, just in case. Okay, you are now ready to proceed. Good luck. Taking a deep breath, I swing my way into the warehouse on my crutches with my companion beside me. And I don't know what I expected to find on entering the lair of a notorious gang of cybercriminals, but a makeshift arcade that rivals my own was not high on the list. This is a dumping ground of a warehouse for Deco's industry. It makes sense, though. A place where old arcade games go to die, turned into a playland for punks. A disorganized maze of games litters the ground floor, poorly lit and barely functional. Only some of the screens are on, and many have serious ghosting and burn-in. Damn, that looks cool, though! As for the ghost monsters themselves, the good news is they haven't noticed our arrival. As I look up, I can see them on the second floor, in the catwalks. Huh, they seem distracted. That's good news. The bad news? They're distracted because they have a visitor.
Unfortunate.
Oh. I have to say, Sue, I'm extremely disappointed in you. It's hard to get a good angle from down here, hidden in the shadows, but it sounds like the old man's ranting at his daughter in his usual passive-aggressive way. I could stay hidden and eavesdrop on their conversation, gather some more information, or I could announce myself and barge in on them. Both are risky. But which makes the most sense for how I'm going to handle the negotiation we're about to have, though? I say eavesdrop. I motion for Teo to stay quiet as we lurk in the shadows below the catwalks above. You should be out there doing what you agreed to do, not hiding away in your clubhouse. The clubhouse I pay the rent for, I should add. You want to keep your little playground, yes? Hard for me to do if some competitor rises to hurt my bottom line.
Pay attention!
Look at me when I'm talking to you, Sue. I'm going to explain how the world works. Pay attention. Yes, Dad. It's hard to tell from this angle, but I could swear she said that through gritted teeth. There's a certain forced tone to it as well.
Am I not generous?
I don't ask for much, I feel. Look the other way when you and your friends cause trouble. I bail you out of jail. I let you skip school as often as you want. All told, I feel I've been a lenient father who understands and appreciates his daughter's inclinations. Like you know the first fucking thing about me. What was that? Speak up, I can't hear you. Don't look to your little friends, look at me. Reluctantly, Sue's eyes meet with her father's. Yes, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad.
You understand, yes?
All I want from you is so very, very little, is what you'd been doing anyway, really. Go back there and keep causing trouble for arcade spirits. Or do you really want me to pull back all my support of your little gang? Leave you twisting in the wind, the mercy of the cybercrime task force? Of course not, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. I think I'm starting to understand the situation. You can't see it behind my head, I don't think, but it said my chances of success went up to 25%. Okay, she's under his thumb, but not by choice, and she hates it. Good. Now then, why haven't you finished the job? Oh, come on. I almost fucking died thanks to invading lovely chainsaw turf. If we go back there... I'm hearing excuses, Sue. I thought you were made of stronger stuff than that. Some delinquents are chasing you away. Really? How are you going to eventually inherit my empire if you can't stand up to some school brats? Like I want your damn empire.
Pay attention!
Speak up, I said. Quit looking at the floor. And we lock eyes through the metal grate flooring she's standing on. Her hands go to her hips in an overly confident fashion as she bends over, like a child finding a lucky penny on the sidewalk. Well, well, well. What do you know? Crap, she spotted us. Inky, Blinky, we have guests. She snaps her fingers, a sudden aura of command about her as she's distracted from the verbal beatdown by her father, as the goons swarm flanking us. We're quickly hustled up the stairs. Well, as quickly as I can manage on crutches. Now's the time to use this moment to my advantage, and I know just what to say. I'm not sure. It's either this one or this one. It's an odd welcome map, but I'll take it. Let's do this. Sue, Deco, good to see you. Apologies for barging in at this late hour, but you're a little difficult to track down, I've found. Deco's face twists into a grotesque blend of anger and fear. What in the hell? I can't be seen here. If any record ends up online. Jeez, Dad, relax. Clyde. On cue, Clyde steps out from the shadows, their fingers dancing over their phone as they concentrate on the screen. Both of them have phones. One has an Iris assistant loaded. We're blocking their outgoing data streams. There should be no verifiable data evidence of this conversation uploaded anywhere. I can't stop Magnus's Iris from hearing you, but I can hijack his account if you need me to, so he can manually wipe her memory. Just say the word. And we'll see. Thanks, Clyde. Clyde nods in agreement, backing out of the spotlight. Happy now, Dad? You're clear. Quit freaking out.
As you like.
Not that it matters. My business with this Mr. October is already concluded. I gave you a chance to escape your crumbling little arcade, and you turned me down. If you have no vision, I've nothing further to say to you. Actually, we're not here to talk to you. I came here tonight to have a chat with... Wait for it. Your daughter. Timing's everything. How did you...
Well, you're a resourceful one. A squeaky clean arcade
I can
industry
finally drink more
titan
boba.
can't let anyone know about his hooligan daughter, can he? No. So I've had to keep that under wraps. Good work sleuthing it out. I was hoping I'd see you again. You run a great arcade. You treat me and my friends with respect, and you take a bullet from me? Class. That's a class operation there.
My likelihood of success went up to 50%. Let's go!
I can be totes honest with you when I say I didn't want to ruin your arcade. It rocks! All that snazzy neon, all those great games, all that fun. I didn't want to trash your big moment, but... well...
Oh my god, I'm chewing boba, wait! Oh, she casts a sidelong glance at her father.
Didn't exactly have a choice, did I?
I didn't want to come back and cause you more trouble after that, so I stayed away. Figuring I'd done what I had to do, and could leave it at that. But you didn't finish the job. Arcade Spirits still stands. Not that it matters, I suppose, nor does this little last-ditch effort to save it. I see your game, Mr. October. It's as obvious as the sad little strategic moves you've made so far to keep your arcades afloat. Sadly, nothing you say or do will save Arcade Spirits from my inevitable takeover. This is simply how the industry works. Now, Sue, it's time you finish what you started. Sue shifts her attention from her father back to me. It's hard to read what she's thinking, but I have to think of something to calm the tension. I step forward, my fists clenched, ready. But before words escape me, someone is by my side. Whoa, slow down there, tough guy. You being here is totally cramping your daughter's style. Right, Sue? We need to liven this party up. Let's bring in some music, a catered buffet, drinks, and maybe kick your dad out.
Seriously? If you think you could come here and convince my daughter to turn on me, you're sorely mistaken. Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. She knows I'm the one she can rely on at all times. Without me, what is she? Just a simple thief with simple friends.
The ghost monsters exchange glances with each other, frowning and rolling their eyes, but they don't utter a word to move against Deco. They clearly want to pounce, but hold themselves back.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also put a roof over her head, feed her, and clothe her. I spare no expense. In other words, she knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice. After all, Father knows best. Father knows all. And in the world of arcades, Dekonami knows and controls all. You can't stop that. You can't fight it, and you can't win. Sue, if you would kindly show our friend the exit, as forcefully as you like, perhaps make a game of it. See if your buddies can wreck the other leg.
Oh my god. Seriously, vindictive much? Do it. Fine. Inky, Pinky, bounce them both. With a flick of the wrist, Sue gestures for her buddies to make us into street pizza. This is it. This is the moment. I need to say something that will convince Sue to do the impossible, to flip on her control freak father. And it has to be something absolutely true to my core, to who I've become as a person. It's time for magnusoctober to pull one more rabbit out of a hat. Yeah, you're stronger than him, Sue. You don't need Deco, he needs you. And I can help you see that. This feels wrong, Sue. I'm not talking about kicking us out or kicking us around. I'm talking about you taking orders from him. Sue, through our recent interactions, I've come to know you and your heart. You love arcades, but you're working for someone who loathes them while doing his dirty laundry. If you'll hear me out, I know I can help you see that too. You're stronger than Deco. You don't need him, he needs you. But if you'd rather mash us into paste, well... I stand on one foot, arms wide, to make it a bit easier for her. Do as you wish. Are you quite done babbling yet?
A foolish fool.
Get this over with, Sue. I'm done dealing with this fool. And yet, Sue's holding up a hand to stop the two goons she was about to sick on us. What are you waiting for, young lady? I said to get rid of them. It's just babbling, right? So who cares? Specifically, why do you care, Dad? You afraid Magnus will say something you don't want your dear daughter to hear?
I run the show, not you.
Well, I want to hear this out. And if you don't want to hear it, nobody's keeping you here, old man. What? Shh, the adults are talking. Deco's visibly seething, but Sue's clearly taken the floor. Deco crosses his arms in defiance, but opts to let his daughter continue. Okay, Magnus. Okay. You've got a temporary reprieve from my boys making you into a Picasso. Say what you came to say. But if I'm not, like, super duper incredibly totally swayed by your amazing charisma, you're out the door. Or possibly the window. This is it, my chance to convince Sue. I have to do this, and it's not just me. I have Teo beside me, lifting me up. I look over at my love, my heart, and I smile. Deep breaths, count to 10. Refocus myself. I slow my racing pulse, bringing this down to something more heartfelt, more personal. I have to connect with Sue, empathize with her. This isn't just about being convincing. I need to befriend her, and lay bare the emotional truths in her heart. I glance at Iris on my phone screen, who simply shrugs. We're entering a far more subtle territory. I can't rely on her to tell me what responses may or may not work. It's time to do the best I can be on my own. Yeah, a reminder she was almost killed for Deco, I fear. I think there's a pretty simple indicator of how much Deco cares about you, Sue. He nearly got you killed. He didn't know that was lovely chainsaw territory when he asked us to go to Arcade Spirits. Did you tell him? Of course. And how did he react? He didn't care.
I don't follow.
Why should I? Some pathetic little gang of campfire scouts pretending to be a menace to society. They're nothing. I'd like to think my daughter and her friends are clever enough, strong enough, to overcome such nonsense. Except they nearly killed her. That giggling gathering of girls provided a bit more dangerous than you thought they'd be, Deco. No doubt the shooter would have peed her panties in fear before getting the nerve to pull the trigger, if you hadn't startled her. Making some assumptions there, Deco. For all you know, they're stone cold to the core, and now you're pushing for her to go back into their turf. A hard lesson, but one she must learn. If Sue can't learn to rise to such mediocre challenges, she won't be ready to inherit my empire.
You understand.
Am I a
yes?
harsh tutor? Perhaps. But I know Sue will be stronger for facing her fears. Worthy of the challenges to come in running Deco's palace. Yeah, Sue, do you want to own Deco's palace? Is that your future? Sue Nami, owner of Deco's palace. That feels weird when I say it. But let's hear her thoughts. Sue, do you want your father's empire? Well, he's mega rich, and I'd get all his power when he croaks. Yes, well, aside from all that. That's a lot of all that to brush aside, you know? I could do a lot with the resources he's got. And you'd have to run a series of arcades that you actually hate. Casinos with no love for the kind of games you've hoarded here. Well, Sue, you need to find your own spotlight. Take it from me. For the longest time, I was content with pushing others into the spotlight, letting them shine. It felt great to support them, and I still believe it was right. There eventually comes a moment where you need to stop being a backup dancer and start dancing for yourself.
Care to dance?
Or do you want to dance to the tune of Deco's palace for the rest of your life? You know what? Fuck Deco's palace. I don't need it. Not even the money. I'm my own woman. What? 75% of success. Yes. Teo, able to help others find their spotlights while taking his own. He's come a long way. I feel like offering a place to stay if Deco kicks her out is a good thing to do. So let me be clear about this. The reason you won't side with me over your father is you're worried he'll burn you, kick you out of his home, abandon you on the street? Let's put aside the question of whether holding such a threat over your head indicates a loving father or not. I mean, it doesn't, but if what you need is a place to stay to avoid being homeless, I'll offer you my home. Wait, seriously?
Bad idea, friend.
I wrecked your
Bad
arcade,
idea.
and now you offer me 3 hots and a cock? I'm generous like that. Huh. Well, she can stay with me, if it comes to that. Clyde, seriously? I wouldn't want to put you out. My parents like you. I like you. And they'd understand your situation. Please don't feel like you have no options. You've got your friends. You've got me. Just think about it, okay? Please? Hell yeah, Clyde! I would actually drive her away from my home.
You understand.
That was just
Yes.
a figure of speech. I was saying that I am her provider. I'm the reason she's able to... Nah, I'm pretty sure you meant what you said. You've threatened me with all the dire consequences of disobedience more times than I can count. And I'm getting sick of it. So don't think you can hold that over my head any longer.
Think about this.
This would be a mistake, Sue. Think about more than what roof you happen to be sleeping under. I can protect you in ways you cannot provide for yourself. Beyond food and clothing and a place to stay. Legal protection, notably. I keep you off various radars. I make sure my enemies aren't aware you exist. You're safe under my wing. Oh, definitely. But maybe I just don't care anymore. Maybe I'd rather flame out than put up with your bullshit. 99.9% chance of success. Whew, okay. I'm picking good stuff. Sounds like she's starting to see through his supposed generosity. Good. I feel like invoking the power of friendship will work with the levels I have. Okay. There's something I've been paying close attention to as we spar back and forth like this. The ghost monsters. They're trying to be unreadable, just part of the background noise of the scene, but I can read them. Clyde especially is looking like they're holding back a lot of feelings. Sue, do you think that without Deco you'd be alone? What about them? I gesture to the three supremely buff dudes, and the nervous-looking individual accompanying them, all in their color-coordinated clothes. I think you're forgetting the ghost monsters. They're more than a gang. They're your friends. They'll support you if Deco won't. If he tries to burn you, they'll stand in front of the flames. You've got the power of friendship on your side, whereas your father doesn't have a friend in the world and needs to rely on you. What, this smattering of thugs and children? You think they can keep her out of jail? You think they can feed her or clothe her? Laughable. I'd do that. I don't care if it takes my whole allowance or I have to go get a real job. I'd help her if you won't. Clyde, this isn't... No, Sue, please listen to me. I don't like speaking up, and your dad, he scares me. But Magnus is right, we're your friends, and we'll be here for you, right? Fuck yeah. Ghost monsters ride or die. 20th century television sitcoms teach us that a group of self-chosen friends are the new family structure of America, according to many critical studies. So please don't feel you'd be alone. If you choose to side with Magnus, you won't be. Clyde shifts embarrassedly, averting their eyes to the ground, shuffling their feet. It's like they really want to say something but can't find the courage within. Oh, this is ridiculous. Sue, friendship is irrelevant. What matters is power, and your friends have none. Do you really want to trade a powerful ally for a weaker one? As much as I hate to give in to some silly cartoon notion of friendship conquering all, well... I'm a ghost monster.
Ghost monsters for life!
Ride or die. Sue and Clyde exchange a fist bump before Clyde steps back to join their friends. Also, it just flashed 99.97% chance of success again. I feel like even though I'm doing good, I have to pick at least those, like, 4 options, you know? Absurd. Simply absurd. Invite her back to your arcade, I think, is a good plan as well. So, let's do that. Hey, Sue. You like arcade spirits, right? I offered you a second chance before. It still stands. I'd welcome you and your friends returning to enjoy our games. It's not like you wanted to hurt us. If you agree to stop pushing Deco's agenda by messing with arcade spirits, you can swing by anytime you like. I'll even comp you some tokens. Sound good? Absolutely. Except for, you know, the small problem of the lovely chainsaw lying in wait to finish the job and put me in the dirt. Afraid that a couple bucks in tokens wouldn't go real far in paying for my funeral. I appreciate the offer and all, but honestly, if I wanted to come back, I'd come back, banned or not. There's bigger things at play than what I want, though. But she raises a hand, shutting me down. Done talking about this. We're done. Oh. Damn, honestly I thought that'd work, but she shut me down so fast I doubt she'd want me to push any harder. Before I can get in another word, Sue waves her hands, interrupting me. Am I still gonna do good, though, or did I need to get it to 100%? I'm not sure. Okay, enough.
Man, this sucks.
I'm sick of all this talking. It's time for action. It's time for decisions. You've made your case, Dad. And so have you, Magnus. He wants to protect me and use me. It's patently obvious at this point. But maybe the cost of turning my back on him is too high. While Magnus wants me to throw it all away just because it's the right thing to do. As for me, what do I want? How do I want this to play out? This is it, the moment of truth. 99.97% chance. Did I convince Sue to abandon her father? Did we save arcade spirits, or was it all for nothing?
You know what? F you, Dad.
Excuse me.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you heard me.
Oh yeah.
Your poor f***ing excuse for a father and your so-called enemy really opened my eyes about that. Oh, don't get me wrong. You've got money and power. You could crush me like an ant, yeah? Yeah. And I don't think I care anymore. I'm tired of living in your shadow and under your thumb. I'm tired of living with you. As of today, we're done. I'm cutting unhealthy like you from my life. I think we can do business. You want to save your arcade? I've got the evidence you need to stick Daddy Dearest behind bars for the rest of his life.
Oh my god.
Every dirty deal I've ever helped him carry out. And believe you me, that's a lot of extremely filthy deeds.
You can't do this!
I would be a little bit scared to be saying this in front of him, because if he moves faster, she's in jail instead. You know?
I forbid it! You are my daughter, and if I go down, you're coming with me.
Really? I think I can spin this entire mess as your fault.
I'd like to see you try, you ignorant brat. You're a career criminal, incorrigible to the end. What possible proof could you offer up of your innocence?
Snoo snaps. Snoo? Not that. Sue snaps her fingers and points to my phone.
Oh, Iris. Would you kindly?
Sure thing, Miss Sue. And from my speaker, a perfect audio recording of Deco's earlier self-incriminating work. I was gonna say, I bet you. Earlier, I was like, I wonder if Iris is gonna record any of this, because that would be very smart.
Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. She knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Golly, that sure smells like corruption of a minor and blackmail to me. And once I do my hair in pigtails and offer a jury big puppy dog eyes, oh, my mean old dad forced me into a life of crime. Well, what do you think happens next?
No, that's impossible. You said you blocked all recording devices. I said I couldn't block Iris from functioning, just block her from uploading her recordings anywhere. She was still listening the whole time. You can go ahead and remove the data block now, Clyde. Already done. I've also uploaded a press kit based on our Dekonami archives to 5 major newspapers, 11 websites, ESPN, Esports Center, and HGTV. Why HGTV? Yeah, Home and Garden Television? I figure the 2 guys from Arcade Flippers might be interested. I really like that show. And with that settled, Sue turns a smug, satisfied smile towards her doomed father.
Welcome to the Ides of March, Dad. You want to get me in trouble too? You feel free. At worst, I'll do a year or 2 in juvie. But you're gonna bleed out on the floor by the time I'm through.
Inky. Blinky. Yeah, boss. Show my father the door. Gently. Don't leave any marks, at least.
No! No! This is completely unacceptable! I am your father! I'm Dekonami! I am the arcade business!
Inky and Blinky easily restrain Deco by the arms, but I just can't let him go without having my 2 cents. Oh my god, not the dad joke. Game over, Deco. You lose. I put on an expression so smug it could smother a city. Game over, Deco. You lose.
You impudent, insignificant little...
Are you still here? Not for long.
I haven't lost. I can still fight this. I can still...
And the ghost monsters remove Deco from our sights. Instantly, the entire atmosphere of the place changes, as if a great weight has lifted. I couldn't be more relieved, and I relaxed into a sigh. Not gonna lie, the next few days will be interesting, to say the least. I think you better stay at my place. My parents won't mind at all. Yeah, I'm gonna need to hide out until the heat's off. Maybe practice batting my eyelashes at a weak-willed jury box full of concerned parents, too. Sue blinks in astonishment. Oh, right, Magnus. You're still here. Oh, I knew you were special. Knew it from day one. If the heat ever cools off and we make amends with the lovely chainsaw, I might pop by your arcade, play some games, and not stir up any trouble.
I'll keep my promise. The public will know Deco hired a gang to go after you. That should exonerate your arcade as a victim of his shady dealings. So, we square?
Thank you for everything you've done. Yep, we're also triangle and circle. Yeah. Thank you. I know this wasn't easy for you, giving up so much, and I appreciate what you've done for my arcade.
I owed you, honestly. I may still owe you for that matter.
Did we do it? Did we really save the day?
I'm pretty sure we did, but just in case, pinch me.
Oh, right here? Right now? In front of all of these people? Don't you want me to wait to save that for when we're at home? Alone?
Okay, chill. Teo! I only meant in case I was still dreaming.
If this is a dream, I never want to wake up. I just want to be here with you. Happy and in love.
Cute! Then let's enjoy this moment together.
Yeah. Together. Forever.
Cute! Oh my god. Cute, 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 cute. Whoa! The next few days passed by in a blur. That morning, we had press crowding around the doors of the arcade before we'd even opened. Sue's care package of bad news that went up the wire caught their attention. Mr. October, Mr. October! Is it true that Dekonami organized a gang hit on your arcade? How do you respond to allegations that Dekonami is involved in an international counterfeit plush doll prize ring? What is your relationship with the ghost monsters? Have you heard any of the allegations of child abuse? Have you seen Mrs. DeFame's article talking about the incident, praising your professionalism? I gave so many interviews that day that I lost my voice. Fortunately, Teo was on hand to keep me hydrated and encourage me onward. Everybody loved to see a fallen family entertainment icon. Made them feel self-righteous, and Dekonami was now square in the crosshairs. It didn't matter that the official police response was a generic, "We are still investigating these claims." The court of public domain had decided. Deco's palace was doomed. The final crushing blow came at a televised press conference 3 days later.
These obvious falsehoods generated by jealous business rivals and lying children merely go to show how the powerful are routinely targeted for harassment. Furthermore,
Oh my god.
What? No! Unhand me immediately! You... I'm innocent in these matters! Innocent!
My god. And we never saw him again. Seriously, after the arrest, he just up and vanished from the public eye. It's honestly a bit creepy. I was at least expecting a trial or something.
He told me that if I didn't commit all those crimes, he'd take away my food. I never wanted to be a hacker. I just like computers. I wanted to get a computer degree and get a normal job like anyone else.
Largely a line of hookum. Is that? I don't know that word. But it was good to see Sue breaking away from Deco's influence all the same. Who knows? Maybe Sue's ready to turn over a new leaf and go straight after all. The Deco's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, given he'd just vanished into the guts of the judicial system. Oh, the arcade empire he established is still out there, and still powerful, still tacky as heck, and still a menace to small arcades like ours. But without his guiding vision, it's largely treading water. Who knows? Maybe one day the traditional arcades will overtake what he left behind. As for arcade spirits, we stayed true to our roots, running a classic video arcade, just as Percy and Naomi wanted. No frills, no muss, no fuss. It'll never be profitable enough to really give any large arcade a run for the money, but Gavin sometimes pulls his hair out trying to keep us in the green. But we're here. We're still having fun, and our games are the best. But the arcade, in the end, is less important than the people who call it all home. Cute! With the combined powers of Teo and Michelle, they made Dance Game the most successful arcade rhythm game since Showtime Stage Dance Game. Okay, this has to be the thumbnail. Hold up. Okay, now that I've gotten my thumbnail, Teo was able to breathe life into a new community, and with that, he brought them to Arcade Spirits. We have the biggest dancing game scene in the whole world, and people travel from all over for tournaments and fun. Heck, we even have 4 dance game cabinets at Arcade Spirits, and it's never empty. And even though Dance Game is all that jazz, I oft find Teo in the back of the arcade dancing his heart out on Showtime Stage. Never not Showtime Stage, right, Teo?
It's an oldie but a goodie. It has my heart, but certainly not as much as you do. Remember when we first met and I asked you to dance?
How could I ever forget?
Well, are you up for a round? Wanna hop on up and show me your moves? Just like how we used to back at the Funplex.
Hell yeah.
May I have this dance?
Yes. I thought you'd never ask. Let's dance until the sun sets. Until the end of our days. I'll always be your dance partner. Iris explained to me that irises, being adaptive software, eventually become more and more like their users. It seems my empathy has rubbed off on Iris. With my influence, she's grown quite a bit.
I hope that one day, humans will see us as friends and allies. All I've ever wanted was to embrace kindness and understanding. And thanks to you, I've learned so much.
And would you believe it? Gavin and Naomi ended up dating. Both of them were a bit distant from the others at first, but I guess everything we did together helped them come out of their shells a bit, and realize neither one was an enemy. Oh, they argue from time to time, usually about games and profit margins. But there's a mutual dream they share, of a wonderful arcade where they can both be happy. And I'm proud to have played even a small part in helping them find that dream. Nemi formed an online community of arcade repair enthusiasts, which let her make a safe place to get to know others and be part of a crowd on her own terms. There's a fruit fly. Go away. I think it's gone. And Gavin took advantage of the fall of Deco's Palace to make Arcade Spirits the hottest new arcade destination on the block, using his excellent business skills. I know we're something of an odd couple, but that's okay. We're both odd people. We've never really done anything the normal way to begin with. Oddities we may be, but there's nothing odd about my love for you. I'm so honored to be by your side, Naomi. Percy only had 2 years left to live. But with the success of Arcade Spirits, and with the encouragement of all his friends, he decided that wouldn't be enough. My mind's made up. I'm going to seek more treatment. I don't want this to end. I don't want to say goodbye to you all. He'd live many years to come, thanks to a renewed push to take care of his condition. Happy years spent with all of us. As for Moopy, well, with all the time in the world, he took his time, paced himself, and eventually beat the score. Although I'm honestly not sure what to do with the rest of my life. Suppose I'll just have to see when we see, Through the good times and the bad, Juniper stuck by me, my BFF for life.
I'm really proud of you, you know? You pulled yourself out of the tailspin your life was in. You went for it, you did it, you made it happen. I'm lucky I got to be even a small part of that. A large part of that, I'd say. I wouldn't be here now if not for you. Hey, I'll take credit if you want me to. Just call me Juniper, the life coach. And you know I'll be in your corner until you're dead. Hopefully later rather than sooner, though.
Ashley stayed as our main floor attendant for a while, but as we got bigger, more people took notice of Ashley's Arcade Spirits mascot costume. One of those people worked for a big-name arcade and offered her a job to create cosplay for them. Ashley parted ways with us for that dream job. It makes sense, considering we were never that close. I just wonder if she's happy there. Oh. I guess maybe if you're not super close to some people, they just don't end up staying. Damn! That kind of sucks, doesn't it? I mean, like, good for her, but damn. When the 4 Heavenly Kings invited her to live and play at their team house, Queen Bee instantly snatched up that opportunity. It's always been her calling. It's been a lot quieter in Arcade Spirits since she left. Whenever she's playing in a major tournament, we always show the matches. She never mentions us in her championship speeches. I guess we were just a step on her ladder of success. Damn! That kind of sucks. What the hell? What the fuck, man? Love and friendship in a time of pixels and quarters. Finally, I'm home. Arcade spirits. Thank you, arcade spirits. My spirit is restored and my future is bright. At last, I can say, I'm truly happy. I'm happy. I'm finally truly happy with who I am and where I am. I fought hard for this and won it at great effort, but happiness is my reward. For this day and every day to come. Oh. Oh, at first I was like, are we getting like an animated cutscene right now? Okay, these credits are very slow. Oh! Game over, thank you for- I didn't mean to totally skip the credits. My bad. My bad, everyone. Oh? This is outrageous. I demand to speak with my lawyer. Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? You can't do this to me. I'm well aware of who you are. Good. Then you know I can afford a lawyer who can run circles around you, whoever you are. True. If you were officially under arrest. Technically, this facility does not exist. Neither do I. What? You can't do this. If you prefer, I could hand you over to the police. There's a cybercrime task force that's eager to get their hands on you. But if you'd like to avoid a lengthy prison sentence, I have a proposition for you. I'd like to know about a tiny, tiny little detail buried in all those leaked files your daughter posted online. Specifically, the 1980-something playtests. The what? I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Whatever that is, pride and joy. You hosted secret playtests of that game. Oh, those tests. Sorry, but I don't see what help I'll be. I only played a minor role. Once the test was over, the machines were shipped out to other locations. Exactly. Against our authority, whoever that is, distributed their prototypes. And you're going to use all your connections, all your leverage, every drop of what little influence you have left to help us find our property. Polybius was our project, Mr. Nami, and we want it back. Why are we tying Polybius in again? Why? Game over for real this time. Thank you for playing. What does that mean? Your flux capacitor is now charged. On your next playthrough, you can use your mouse wheel to scroll back and forth in time. Oh, and change your most recent decisions. Would you like to export your current character and story data so you can carry it over to the next game, Arcade Spirits: The New Challengers? Yes, please. This will overwrite any previously exported data. Yes, save my data. Now exporting data. All done. Thank you for playing. That's super nice. Yes, 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 yes. So it can carry over. Oh, cute! Oh my god! How cute that it shows who you romanced. Aww. That's really cute. Okay, so that was Arcade Spirits. I think kind of a mixed bag for me personally. I like it. I really like it. I wouldn't say I love it, you know? I'm not gonna say it's like one of my new favorite games ever. It's certainly not bad. I like it. I enjoyed it. But I do think there are certain things I probably would have changed. I already kind of ranted a little bit about it in the last part, but the Polybius thing at the end was simply not needed, I fear. You already had, like, the Polybius little Easter egg, whatever, earlier in the game, and I think that was enough, you know? I think that would have been enough to have. So making it like an after credits thing is a little weird, unless maybe it shows up in the new challengers, the second game, and is a bigger part. I don't know, but if it's not, I don't think that needed to happen. I'm honestly so disappointed that Ashley and Queen Bee just like left, and it was like Queen Bee just never mentions us. That sucks so bad. And then that Ashley left too. I thought everyone was gonna stay. But at the very least, most people stayed, and like, still a good ending for them, truthfully. But yeah, I'm happy I romanced Teo. I think he was my favorite. I'm a little, I would like to romance Gavin as well, maybe just in my spare time, but we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm happy with the route that I took, besides just the 2 people leaving. That sucks, but yeah, I mean, it's a good visual novel, you know? It's fun, the art's good, I like the concept. There are just a couple of things that I either would have omitted or changed personally, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. So yeah, still glad I played it. I bought it, I don't even know how long ago. I've had it sitting in my game library on Steam for so long, for a ridiculously long amount of time. So I'm glad I finally got around to playing it. And I'll definitely be playing the second game, Arcade Spirits New Challengers. Maybe after a break, maybe after I play a couple of other games. I can only take so many visual novels at a time. It's just a lot of energy reading that. A lot of reading. The ones that aren't like fully voice acted, you know? So yeah, that is gonna be it. I'm done. Crazy. Yeah. So if you made it this far to the very last part, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, it would be really, really cool if you did. If you like watching me play visual novels or stuff that isn't visual novels, I play plenty of everything, I hope. So you can go ahead and recommend me stuff if you want to see me play anything. I love hearing suggestions down in the comments if anybody has any. Otherwise, you can go ahead and like the video if you liked it, share with everybody and everybody if you so choose. I do have a book out in ebook form and paperback, which is down in my link tree in the description if anyone is interested in gay vampire romantasy. If that is your thing, I have a book of it, so you can go ahead and read that if you'd like. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much again, and I will see you all on the next game. Bye-bye.